chili, just cold chili, not idiot chili, if I may be so bold. The reason I'm going live from the hammock unannounced is because someone requested updates, and I don't have too many updates, but I am here to answer questions on some of the things that happened last night. Unfortunately, I don't have anything new today. Nothing I'm aware of has really become super public as far as his court case and all that. I don't expect to see anything from that until probably at least Friday. It's a small town. Um, they're I don't think they're going to be as fast as some of the other places that we've seen with the court stuff. But I'm here, live hammock report, that sort of thing. Uh, so yeah, just you know. Oh, it's midnight. Shut up, quiet. Yeah, my poor neighbors. You know. How you guys doing? It's a shame it's cold out here because it's so comfy. During the summer, I do sleep out here on this hammock, and that's because for a while I didn't have air conditioning in my house. I still don't have air conditioners. I have one air conditioner, portable one. And this summer last year, I think it got to 100. It definitely broke 100. And Washington's not ready for 100 degrees, so it's comfy. It's a little cold. But I want to say it feels about 40. Let me see what the. I feel like if I check, it's just gonna not close the stream or something like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna answer the questions that you have as best as I can. I might not have anything new, but updates on Chille's situation to my knowledge. So yesterday we watched him get arrested. He bailed out, $1,500 bail, which is not much for bail. The crimes he committed weren't horrendously serious. They're just probably low-level misdemeanors. But enough to be arrested for sure. So, but yeah, landscape. Oh, look, lights. Oh, I gotta put a blanket underneath me because I'm getting a lot of heat leached out. There we go. Just shaking around a bunch. Yeah. Ooh. I don't know how long I'm gonna be out here, but I haven't heard anything from court yet. I don't think we're gonna see anything for another day or two. 44. That checks out. Yeah, the blanket's blocking my face with the light. I haven't seen anything new. We probably won't see anything new for a while. I know he's calling everybody and their mothers that he could think of to try to help him out for whatever reason, despite the fact that he committed a crime, and he knows he committed a crime, and I don't know what his plan is. And so I called it, right? I said that things are accelerating. I think it's getting out of hand for him. I think he's, without realizing it, finding himself in a position that he can't really come back from, and it's going to explode in his face. And I think this is the explosion. And it might be less of a bang, more of a fizzle. I don't think this is going to be like, oh, blah, smack in the face. This isn't a Will Smith. I think this is more of a... I think this is shaking him. And right now, either he's going to rally a bunch of people together and really push through it, or it's going to kind of shut him up for a while. One of the two. And I think it depends on what has happened with him before this. I know I've made statements that it's possible that his license is suspended, and that may be true. It may not. Someone made me aware that he was pulled over in Arizona. And if he was pulled over in Arizona after December, then it is entirely possible that his license is not actually suspended, because an NCIC check should have shown that. It's also possible a full check was run. There are a lot of possibilities. So, I don't know what deals with that, but evidence indicated that there was a good chance of it. Now, is It's not 100%, but like my thought was, is he running from something, right? Like, why is he not paying it back? Why is that? Why did he fail to appear multiple times? All of that. And why is he now in Texas? Why is he in Ohio? Why is he these places, right? He's got problems back home. Is he trying to avoid them? Question to ask, hard to answer without more information. We're just waiting. That's going to come over time, if it comes at all. That's not going to be something we find out immediately unless we get very, very lucky. But he was live a lot today. Yeah, he's been live a lot for the last few days. So yeah, so he bailed out $1,500. He said someone anonymously bailed him out. Is that true? I don't know. It is entirely possible he just bailed himself out and then said, we need to pay that person back. Please donate. Because people donated. Someone reported to me, I have not confirmed this for myself, I've just seen what they've said, that he's made $35,000 since coming to Ironton. He's not been there for very long. And someone else in my comment section was challenging me, like, why would he be here if it wasn't to be helping these people out? Because he's earning a lot of money. He's getting a lot of attention. He's appearing, at the very least, to be an activist without actually being an activist, knowing what he's talking about. Well, I'm not saying he's not an activist, but I am saying he doesn't know what he's talking about. If he's trying to be an activist, he's very, very bad at it. Well, he's bad at conducting it in a way that actually helps people. I'll say that. But it's really just it's a waiting game at this point. If I was investigating this, there are tons of things I could do. I'm not investigating this, so I mean, not through official channels. I'm doing what I can on the civilian level, but police have all their stuff. They have their interviews. They have their checks, all their good stuff to go through. We'll find out after they do. So we will see. But they've definitely been paying attention to him, and they were waiting. The fact that the police chief showed up, really, I don't think she just happened to be there. And I'll get to the felony thing in a second. As to whether or not he can own a firearm, to my knowledge. But the fact that the police chief showed up pretty much tells you that she wanted to make sure that this arrest went correctly. Because I think there were a lot of officers there who were kind of mad at Chille. Reasonably so. And while they should not take anything out on him or abuse their power while arresting him, there, of course, is a chance that humans are going to be human. So I think she showed up to make sure this was appropriate, which tells me that there's a good chance the prosecutor is going to see this one through. Is he going to get a plea deal? There's a good chance. Plea deals are non-common. A lot of people don't understand how common they actually are. But they might make a big deal out of this, especially with the all the people calling the police station and doing that. I don't know what those phone calls are. I don't know what the police station has been receiving, but having seen some of the comments defending Chille, I imagine some people may have broken the law a little bit. And speaking of breaking the law, we'll get to Chille's allegations that he was going to delete the contents of his phone in a second. But as far as Chille being able to own a firearm, I know of nothing that would stop him from doing it. I have not found a single felony on his record. And that doesn't mean he doesn't have them, but I've seen a lot of his record. Not all of his record, but a lot of his record. To my knowledge, he's been charged with 2 felonies. He has not been convicted for either, at least at the felony level. And those were the no-knock warrants he likes to talk about, or they appear to be the no-knock warrant. They are relatively consistent with his story. Not the time. He gets the year wrong, but it's close enough, and it's the right charges. But, sorry. I don't know if it's an animal or my neighbor. So, that's a whole thing. As far as him attempting to delete his phone, that's a really interesting thing. And that's come up a lot on the old YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm getting a question. What was he arrested for? His charges ended up, I believe, being disorderly conduct and trespassing. And yes, you can be trespassed from a public building after it's been closed. Absolutely. There's No legal question about that. You absolutely can if you do not have permission to be there. And he did not have permission to be there. I've seen a couple people try to defend him. Like, it's a public building, it belongs to us. No, that's not how that works. It was closed. He was informed it was closed and that it would be closing. And he made it very clear. He's like, if you want me out, you're going to have to arrest me. And then when the police showed up, he did not say, I will leave if you're going to arrest me. He says, I will go with you if you're going to arrest me. Which is, okay, if you want to arrest me, let's go. I'll go with you. Not, I will leave the building. I will go with you. And combine that with his previous statements saying they will have to arrest me. He intended to be arrested. He's also made statements that he wanted to be arrested so he could see the inside of the jail and see how bad it was. And if you've seen his mugshot, which is a great mugshot, which I used in a thumbnail of a video that will probably be coming out next week. Just a simple little video, nothing related to this incident, but it's just such a fun mugshot. He looks very upset, and I like to think that he intentionally made himself look upset. You know how he wants to be an actor, to be like, they tortured me, look how upset I was. Yeah, afterwards, when he was making all the phone calls with the FBI, he didn't look that upset or beaten or tortured. And he probably didn't make it fully into the... Well, did he make it fully into the jail? Or did he just make it into the holding area? He was saying he had to give them his social... I don't remember. There's a lot. But, yeah, the firearm thing, not to my knowledge. As far as the phone thing, so the phone was seized as evidence, which is appropriate because it was, you know, he was videotaping. He's videoing, I guess, everything he was doing. Now, it was a live stream. Police may not have known it at the time, although it's entirely possible they did know it, because I know that they're monitoring his channel now, at the very least. I don't know if they were before. So when they arrested him, they took his phone, which is absolutely appropriate, because you do an inventory, you take all the property off the person, out of the pocket, etc. You take the phone. They did specifically say they're seizing it as evidence. So I think they were taking it so that the video didn't get deleted, so he couldn't go onto his channel and remove it before they could get to it. So seizing it as evidence is absolutely appropriate. I can 100% confirm that. However, I doubt that they are actually going to go through it. He's making all these claims like, oh, and I'm going to try to make a video about that very, very soon. Hopefully this weekend. I can't promise anything, but hopefully this weekend. Busy weekend, National Guard weekend. Which is why I got this fresh haircut. What's up? So they seize his phone. He's concerned because he has a lot of information on that phone about who was reporting stories to him and giving him information about how corrupt everything is, which are, you know, he has no evidence to actually prove other than what people are telling him, which if he's providing his evidence to court, that's hearsay. They would have to actually, if you want to get anything done in a lawsuit or whatever, they would have to show up to court and actually provide their statement and probably provide proof of any of it, and it seems unlikely that that's going to be able to happen. I'm not saying it didn't happen. These people are claiming. I'm just saying, like, good luck. Like, if what they're saying is true, I hope the truth comes out. But Chille, speaking myself, I'm going to get my hand out. Speaking myself as someone who investigated things professionally from a whole different bunch of angles, civilian, government, military, the whole thing. He's not doing a very good job. He really isn't, because he doesn't know what he's doing. It's all a scam, which we will be revealing hopefully very soon. Waiting on information from LAPD. They're taking their sweet time. It's fine. They're busy people. I don't expect to be very high on their radar. It's okay. I get it. I just have information I want to release, but I want the final piece to make it so juicy. So anyway, sorry, you know how I go on tangents. I wasn't prepped for this. I never am, so I can't really complain. They seized the phone as evidence, and they probably don't need the phone anymore. There's almost certainly they're not going to go into that phone for any reason. I can't imagine a reason why they would, unless they believe there's evidence of other criminal activity on that phone, at which point they could get a warrant. Now, you might say, why don't they just release the phone back to him? Well, because the criminal proceedings are still ongoing. Generally, to get it back, I think in Ohio, you have to have a hearing with the magistrate and formally request the return of the evidence and challenge the police to establish that it is still necessary, that they intend to or believe they might have a reason to present it as evidence or information from it as evidence for the trial. I'm not an expert on this. I've dealt with this personally from a very specific angle, which was telling people to go talk to the desk sergeant about it, or like, yeah, I don't know anything about that. Desk sergeant knows. So, and that's like army related stuff here in Washington. So, do I know how it works in Ohio? No. Did I do a quick Google? You betcha I did. Can I confirm what I Googled is accurate? No. But Chille should be able to. I mean, the clerks, if he's a decent human being to them, we'll see, should be able to point him in the right direction. But there's a good chance he won't get his phone back until the end of the trial. You know, do I really care? No, because I don't think the police really have a reason to hold on to it. It's just that there's a procedure in place that has to be followed. So that's the whole thing. I do believe the initial seizure of the phone is perfectly legitimate. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Chille was streaming last night, and he said, I'm going to delete all the information remotely off my phone. We actually had someone call in to dispatch in Ironton, inform them that he intends to do that. They said, thank you for letting us know. We'll move the phone, or we have moved the phone, to a location where it won't happen, won't be possible. So either they put it in a Faraday cage or bag or device, or they put it in the basement where you can't get a cell signal. Now, Chille's also saying I'm going to get AT&T to wipe the phone. I don't know that AT&T actually wipes the phone. I know there are apps that can do it. I don't think AT&T can do it. If it's an Apple phone, I think Apple can do it. Maybe. But I kind of feel like it's a bluff on his part. Like he's setting it up like, oh, they deleted stuff off my phone. They actually entered it. Oh, like he could absolutely be setting up for some sort of bluff like that. Or false claim, etc., which would be very dangerous for him because that opens up to all sorts of civil legal problems, possibly criminal, depending on how his audience reacts. Absolutely could end up being a criminal charge. But anyway, he made a claim that the police want to get into the phone. I see no evidence that they actually would want to get into the phone. All this stuff has been pretty public about his interviews and stuff. I'm sure the police can figure it out for watching his stuff. But deleting evidence off that phone because he suspects doesn't even have to be evidence. Like if he suspects that it will be used against him, that's tampering with evidence in Ohio. That's a class 3 felony. There are certainly defenses for that he could utilize. 100%. Basically, whether or not they actually intended to use the information, whether or not, like, why he deleted it. Did he delete it because he thought they were going to unlawfully access it? Which is not a great defense, but it is a defense. He has defenses to it. However, like, that's a very fine line to walk. And nobody who knows anything about the law should be stupid enough to say in a live stream that they're going to remotely delete that footage. My God. Or anything on the phone. It's just, wow. So dumb. So that could be coming back to bite them for sure. I'm sure they've written notes on that. Be like, okay, we'll look into it, see if we want to charge them with that. But this is the beginning, I think, of legal action against Chille. Now that they have, now that it's started, the ball really starts rolling. They have his information. They can really start doing the digging on their own end. I did send some law enforcement, I won't say who, in Ironton, his name and birth date. And they confirmed that they had received it on Monday and thanked me for it. It was very nice. And I couldn't help but notice that they addressed him by his first name, whereas before everyone thought he was Chille. But they called him Jose in that video. And gosh, I hope that was because of me. But there's been a tiny little bit of communication back and forth between myself and Ironton. I believe other people are communicating with him more. But speaking of Ironton, I feel like they deserve a gift basket. So I see people have donated. I'll run through that. I'm not used to doing this with the phone. I'm just rambling. But these donations I'm getting today, thank you guys so much for being so generous. I think I'm going to put towards some sort of flower fruit basket or something and send to Ironton. Because I feel like they deserve it for putting up with them. Let's see. Let's see. Are we seeing frauditors flood Ironton, or is that just another empty boast? A couple of them have showed up. I know frickin' media showed up. I don't know that there's going to be a ton of them, and I wouldn't recommend it if I were them. You know, I mean, go ahead, audit, do whatever. I'm not going to stop you, but the police are ready now. A lot of these small towns, auditors show up. I think I said this yesterday. They'll show up, they'll do their thing, they'll leave before anyone figures out what just happened. But Ironton police are aware now of what the situation is, and they're ready for it. I would hope, and I'm sure they've had plenty of time while dealing with Chille to look up what all this nonsense is about and talk to the prosecutor and their legal counsel or advisors or whatever they have there, and say, hey, First Amendment auditing, tell us about that real quick so that we can handle this correctly. But I have not seen them all gathering in that place. To be fair, it takes some time to get there for some people. Anthony Vasquez says it sucks you got stuck by the side of the road on the way to see Glenn. I didn't actually get stuck. I pulled over. I left, and the time to get there just kept getting longer and longer. So I left, and it's oh, you got 40 minutes to get to that particular part of Bellevue or whatever it was. Okay, early morning traffic, cool. I drove 20 minutes. It's you have 45 minutes till you get there. And eventually I drove. And by the way, $5.50 per gallon of gas. That was great. So I drove until my arrival time was I think 8:17. I'm his court date case whatever is 8:30. I'm not making it. And so I just turned around and pulled over on the side of the road in a place where there wasn't much traffic and took that picture. He's I'm so sorry, I wanted to be there. But fortunately, he wasn't there, so it doesn't really matter. Is there any chance of the things you found out in Alaska could make it where he could not own a firearm? Just curious, because here in Montana that would have been enough. We are looking into that. We're doing a deeper dive into what exactly that situation is. Generally, to have no firearms at all, it's either you have to be convicted of a felony, or you have to be convicted of domestic violence. There are other things as well, but those are the two big ones that you usually see. I've seen no felony convictions. I've seen no domestic violence convictions for our boy. Although there are some indicators that relationships have ended through the court system. I'm trying to be vague so I don't put out information that is incorrect technically. There are indicators that relationships have ended through the use of the court system that may have ended due to domestic violence type situations. Not necessarily violence. Domestic disturbance type? No, that's not right either. That doesn't make sense. I don't want to say he's committed domestic violence because I'm not like him. I like to wait until I have actual information before I put out a hard story about something. Or I like to have a lot of information. I like to establish that probable cause level thing. I cannot confirm anything with that firearm. It is, while it is possible, it's seeming unlikely at this point. Close. But I would say, if I were to bet on it, I'd bet no. I would not be surprised if I was wrong, but I would bet no at this point. To get Jock Socks back up and running. Oh man, we found that so early, and I never got the chance. I'm so glad you guys found it. So Chille, back in the day when we first moved to California, this would have been, that interview was pre-2008, I can tell you that. So he would have been in California early 2000s and onward. I think it was Alaska to Oregon to California, and there may have been a couple stops in between. But I know he has a criminal record. I know he grew up in Alaska, has a criminal record there. He has a criminal record in Oregon. Clackamas, I think it is, has Clackamas and Benton. It's a lot. He's a lot of traffic infractions and some theft. I want to say second degree, some stalking. It's a whole thing. Oregon, oof, some good stuff there. A little too close to me for comfort. You know, I don't want to be blinded by his teeth. Anyway, not an attack on him. Just making a little joke. Let me see. Yeah, anyway, so he's in California. He got buffed. He was a model. Oh, he's doing all this stuff. And he's talking about, he's like, yeah, I was doing my UV tanning. And I used to just put a sock on my junk, you know, protect it. And I didn't realize that it would, like, oh, the UV light goes right through it. So we invented the sock jock. Yeah, to protect your jibbly bits. Or your tanning. He didn't say jibbly bits. I said jibbly bits. But it's just so funny looking at a young Chille, full of hope, ready to scam people out of their money at that early age. Maybe the sock jock work. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a huge market for it. But what do I know? It's just so funny. But I'm not buying one. He has a couple books apparently that I kind of want to buy and read just because it's hilarious. I do need a flyer. I can think about getting a flyer put out here. I'm gonna call 811. You call them before you dig, and then maybe dig myself a little pool because of physical exercise. Who knows? I haven't seen what Tony's did with the arrest. I heard there was something good. A Life of a Hermit is in Spokane. Life of a Hermit, where were you a couple months ago when I was over there getting trapped? I was over there. I don't know if you heard about the Spokane. Not Spokane. The what's the pass over there? There are two of them. The one that's not the dumb one. Stevens Pass? Or is that the other one? No. Stevens Pass is the far one. Snoqualmie Pass, that's the one. So, not the last time I was there, the time before that, actually. It would have been probably December-ish. Really, really bad snow. Like here on this side of Washington, we don't get that much snow. It's mostly spring. Like Snoqualmie is or not Snoqualmie, sorry. Spokane is the east side of Washington. They have like normal weather, like normal people. And then they have mountain passes that I had to drive through. And some jackwagon slid on the road and crashed into a truck carrying sulfuric acid. And that closed down the pass for the day. And I was like, cool, I gotta get home. Because I think it was almost Christmas, honestly. I think it was very, very close to Christmas. I think it was like the 21st or something like that. Could be wrong about that. That might have been a different day. And I had to drive, God, it was like a 9-hour drive total. It was awful. And it was so bad. I ended up snapping one of my snow chains. It was so bad. What a night. But I got paid for it, so. I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. U.S. Army -40 sleep system. Oh my God, they're cozy. I think I actually have one floating around somewhere. I should. Begging for an iPhone this morning. He had a phone, didn't he? Like he was streaming with something. I need my attention. Something wrong in the arrest. Yeah, of course he said there was something wrong in the arrest. Of course he did. I saw nothing. I saw nothing wrong. Well, okay, so one of the officers called him a pussy, but that's not going to cause the arrest to become invalid, you know? That's worth a complaint, sure. I have no problem with the complaint. Like, it's not going to do anything. It's just be like, hey, don't, you're better than that. But, you know, I wouldn't say no to complain about that. Just because, sure, the officer should be better, and I know that's not going to do anything. There's not going to be like a massive punishment. He might get a slap on the wrist and like have to scrub the toilets or something. I don't know. But that's the only issue I saw. And of course he's going to claim all of that. Oh, happy birthday, Patty. I'm here as Patty's birthday. I'll tell you, Bubba Smith, I am a little chilly. It's cold out here. How tall is he? His criminal records say 5'7". He's a little itty bitty boy. Hey, There's nothing wrong with being short. Why am I so... Am I blurry to all of you? Okay, there we go. It's just really fun. Rob, thank you for your donation, by the way. A little apple juice would be nice. How do we name this guy? Chille? How did he name himself? Who? What? I don't know. Bannon, thank you for joining the Bacon Bits. Welcome to the party. But yeah, to the official channel. Where is that not call for? Sorry, I'm trying to read this. It's weird. Police dispatch. They're definitely waiting for him. They were definitely ready for him, and they were definitely not happy with him. Says Ginger. Yeah, that's what I heard as well. they've been prepping for this, which is why I think the police chief was present. I think they were like, "We got him, boys, girls, whichever, mostly boys." But he was at intake. Good. Oh, wait, he was streaming from intake. Easy Jew Grill, thank you so much for your donation. Says he still shouldn't be brandishing a weapon on a live stream. That, I believe, is true. I think YouTube frowns very much on brandishing a weapon if your channel is not marked for that sort of thing. I'm not going to encourage you to go report it, but if you feel very strongly about this, it may be worth looking into. This is not a call for action by any means. I'm just saying, some of you may have been offended by that. If you were offended by that, there's a possibility that YouTube has some sort of appropriate redress of grievances, if that makes sense. I think Chille would appreciate that, being the constitutional scholar that he is. This is not a call to action. Do not do that out of spite to Chille or anything like that. But, oh, he's deleting his videos. That's very interesting. Hank's Corner, thank you so much. Says any DV conviction on his record that would prevent him from owning possessing firearms. Oh yeah, no, I've just been rambling for so long. Not to my knowledge. I will have to shave, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. But not before Friday's stream, hopefully. So I might get a little scruffle before I'm going to try to record some videos probably tomorrow. So I still have my beard and you'll have to see my gross, clean-shaven face. I hate it so much. Dispatch told me he had his followers' car fled to the point that he could not answer his calls. Call flood. The point that they could not answer his calls. All they do is scream at him. I was actually grateful that I called and yelled at him. Okay, so Ginger is saying dispatch said that people were just calling nonstop and screaming at them. Yeah, that could actually get Chille another charge. Or whoever called for another charge. They could review that live stream and find out, who was supposed to... I believe I remember seeing people posting the phone number. That could result in some charges. Is it going to do anything? Probably not. It's going to be like non-extradited warrants. So if you ever show up in that area or in Ohio, maybe you'll get in trouble. But it's not like, oh, you're in New York. Oh yeah, Ohio's got a warrant. We're going to come get you. No. So, but it's definitely not going to help Chille in his court case. That's for sure. If he or the witness can't prove the allegations true, ain't they open for nasty lawsuits? Yes, absolutely. LASD, that's what we're waiting on. I'm sorry. Rennie's correcting me. Let's see, Ginger, thank you so much for your donation. We're going to use that to buy them a little fruit basket. It's going to be great. Penny is not out with me, unfortunately. She's at her mom's house. Taco, thank you for your donation. Finally caught up to the if Ironton fails, you can always go back to selling Jock Sock. It's a special sock to put over your junk while tanning. He invented it, because of course he did. Of course he did. Says he sounded panicky. He sure did. He doesn't sound very good. Oh, okay. I've caught up with Rennie saying Apple can do it. It's very simple. That's what I figured. Oh, I'm so far behind these comments. Yes, Apple can delete the phone, but he's saying he's going to get AT&T to do it, which is, even that's wrong, which I think is hilarious. Why am I in a hammock in the cold at night. It's a hammock stream. We're chilling about Chille. I didn't want to get all of my normal stuff set up and ready to go. Uh-oh, Archangel Truth is starting some trouble. As he always does. He starts a fight and then gets mad when people respond to his idiocy. Oh, you're ganging up on me. Bro, you came here looking for trouble and you got it. Don't complain. Oh, speaking of trouble, I had a guy challenge me to a debate about the thin blue line flag, and then he, like a coward, decided to run from it. And I have like 200 emails back and forth between myself and him. I'm just going to do an entire stream going through all of it, because let me tell you, this might be the single greatest email exchange I've ever had in my life. Oh my god. It's like a masterclass in trolling and counter-trolling. Oh, he was trying so hard. It was the best. And it's just, we're going to have a good, fun time with it, for sure. That might be fun. Nah, I feel there's too much to go over to make that Friday stream, I feel like. Unless I just kept doing the Hammock streams to give updates on Chille, and just Friday stream was the email thing. We'll figure it out. Leave a message in the comments to tell me what kind of stream you're feeling on Friday. So it was really, I was going to do like Chille bingo, but I'm still tempted to do that. Anyway, I gotta get through all these comments. Jan Week, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, says he won't talk about the phone. Forensics can't be that stupid to turn it on where it can get a signal. You would hope. Small town. But yes, it's generally, if you have a phone, you keep it off, keep it all the way off, where it can't get a signal, meaning it can't be remotely bricked. And when you do turn it on, you have it inside a Faraday cage or bag, or in an area that doesn't get cell signal. And a Faraday bag or cage is a very, very simple thing. It's not at all a complicated or expensive piece of technology. It's just wire. It's just like a mesh, basically, if I remember correctly. So generally you'll have it in the bag for transport at all times if you're moving anywhere that might get a signal, and then you'll just have like a box that you'll place it in and use it there. They'll probably have it in a basement or something. I am told that they have it in a secure location where it can't get that kind of signal. Although I honestly don't know that they have any reason to get into it. It's just sort of like, what's he trying to hide at this point? And if they discover something that he is trying to hide, they don't want it to be gone, you know? Taco and Yoshi Gaming, good to have you here, by the way, says he claims he's moving there. He's moving on to the next place in 2 days to go to another town. Yeah, he keeps doing that. He's like, I'm going to move here. This place is, and then shoop, the moment trouble starts. It's like, oh, someone was calling him the Professor Harold Hill of the Constitutional Scholar Circuit or something like that. For those of you who don't know, Professor Harold Hill is the main character from the musical The Music Man, and he ran a scam where he would sell, he'd go to a town, he'd get them all hyped on how great a band is, although he had a bunch of different scams. For example, a steam-powered automobile, which he did until someone actually invented one. But then he went to, I sell bands, right? Boys bands. Dun, 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 dun. Those of you who know, you know. And so he sells all the instruments, and then before they can be like, well, how do we play it? Zoop. Except in the story, in the play, he develops romantic attachments to the librarian, which delays his exit from the town. I think it's the librarian delays it. There are a few things to delay it. And he ends up successfully creating a band, more or less. It's a very fun musical. It's very good. A lot of good music. But People says there's no law that says you have to be read your rights the exact moment you're arrested, as long as your rights are read sometime during the arrest procedure, which might be 10 minutes later, whatever. That's not entirely true either. I mean, you're not far off. I do, like, that would make sense if that's what he's complaining about. They didn't do this appropriately. Like, this is basic stuff. You don't need to be read your Miranda rights. The only time you need to be read your Miranda rights is if you are in police custody. I'm sorry for the shaking. It's a hammock. You're in police custody, and they are asking you potentially incriminating questions. Once those two elements are met, that's when you have to be read your Miranda rights. Unless you're in the Army, at which point it's any time we are asking you potentially incriminating questions. If you're a soldier, that's how it's done. It doesn't matter if you're in our custody or not. But for civilians, it's in custody, potentially incriminating questions, which means police can ask you potentially incriminating questions over the phone, because you can't really be detained over the phone. Fun fact. Just saying, you didn't know that. Police can ask you incriminating questions over the phone. They cannot do it when you are not free to leave. Most departments will, sooner rather than later, read the Miranda rights so that people don't forget farther down the line and think, oh, he's probably been read it before. I'm okay, right? Because the earlier you do it, the less chance there is that someone is going to ask a question that they shouldn't be asking. Maybe by accident, right? You're driving to the station and you say, so why'd you do it? Right? That could be a potentially incriminating question. By accident, of course. Let's see. Jan asks, so he might try to wipe it, but it won't work. Yes. If he tries to wipe it, first of all, I don't know if they will be able to tell if he tried to wipe it. They could subpoena information from Apple. That could take some time, but Apple should be able to respond, or AT&T, to see if he made any contact with him to try to make it happen. Depends on if they want to charge, and they're only really probably going to really pursue it if they actually had information from that phone that they were trying to get through lawful means. But that's the whole thing. Chain of evidence regarding which part? A chili pepper basket. Chain of evidence would be if you have. I'm sorry. I know this chat is. I'm trying to catch up. I was just rambling for so long without looking at the chat. I'm not usually not looking at the chat for this long, but I do want to answer all your questions as best as possible. Probably not going to be out here for more than another probably 19, 18 minutes because it's cold. I want to go back inside. I'm getting a little shaky. I'm fine though. I got a nice blanket. Having a good old time. But how about that lighting though? That's what your donations buy. Not these donations. These are going to a gift basket. But this very nice light that I'm going to use for interviews. We'll talk about that at some point. Because Hunting the Dead is back on, baby. It's this summer almost. I say though, it's almost the summer. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. A cookie basket is a good call. Although sometimes they don't like to accept food. Well, it was through a legitimate source. It might be okay. It's all like shrink wrapped and everything. I'll look into it. The chain of evidence would be, once you seize evidence, you have to notate every person that's been handed off to. That would be chain of evidence. And you do not want a broken chain of evidence, because that will just get that evidence thrown out. There's a very good chance it'll just, nope, you can't establish that there was an unbroken chain of evidence. It could have been tampered with, and you don't even know about it. Get it out of here. It's very, very bad. But I don't think anything happened like that. Chili pepper basket would be hilarious, though. Oh, that would be hilarious. I wonder if that's possible. We're going to look for it. Alex Sargent, good to have you here. Thanks so much. Says, stay comfy in your hammock, BB. Love from Georgia. Good old Georgia. I've never been to Georgia. I hear good things. I don't always like the people in Georgia, but I don't always like the people anywhere. I don't think I've ever been to a state where I was like, yep, everyone here is great. To be fair, that's people. Let's see. A lot of the information I have is just a bunch of little pieces put together into something funny to establish some interesting stuff. It's not like any groundbreaking, mind-blowing stuff, but it seemed like, oh, interesting. Kat says he's a traveling con artist. He stays in a place till he can't get no more money, and then the authorities are checking into him, and then he dips. I'm sorry, I'm misreading it. And the authorities checking into him, and then he dips. That's how I'm seeing it. That's how I'm seeing it, too. It certainly seems with his travelingness, his pattern of behavior. I think this traveling thing is new for him. I believe that maybe California got a little stale, right? And he needed to go out there and attract attention in a different way from people who are like, you gotta go and fight the fight. And it's working for him, until it won't. And eventually it'll all collapse. Just like every First Amendment auditor who decides to do the wrong thing too aggressively. And he has a history of First Amendment auditing. Not that that's what he's doing now, but Hayes Corner, thanks so much. Just add some cans of chili to the basket. Yes. And Asher, thanks so much. It says love a cookie basket. I like that. I think a cookie basket would be pretty good. Let's see. Dank Ferrick, thanks so much. I love the sticker. Oh, good. Break a cup and you'll give 10. I don't actually have a cup that I'm gonna break. It was like one of my favorite mugs, and I dropped it. I broke the handle, and now I'm just like, well, I better break the rest of it and get a new one. Uh, it's so good. It says for, and then it's a picture of a fox, and then it says sake, so it's for fox's sake. Such a good mug. But I think maybe next stream I might break it if I remember. I have to test out the wheel of inconvenience, because that's definitely a one of the options is break a plate. That'll count. Were his domestic issues involving another man? I won't know until I get that paperwork. Not to my knowledge. I can't say it wasn't because I don't have the paperwork, but not to my knowledge. Also, hey guys, thanks so much for being here for my impromptu Hammock stream. Of course, Rennie, thanks for tuning in. I love how you sort of pop in like, yep, I'm here. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, she's great. But yeah, someone asked for it. I figured, heck, why not? I love the hammock. I need an excuse to be in the hammock. Hashtag sorry, I was Chuck. I was reading America We Have Rights. Like, dude, big spider running behind your head. That's fine. It's the outdoors. It's their home. They can run around my head all they want. Right, sent me a text saying, yeah, I love you too, asshole. Archangel Truth says I'm revealing private info. No, it's public info. Anything that I reveal, unless it's my private info, which is mine to reveal. But anything I reveal is publicly accessible stuff. You know, I'm not releasing anything that has not been released for distribution to the public. But it's Archangel Truth. I'm expecting to actually understand how any of that works, because he doesn't tend to understand how anything works. But that's fine. I tried to be nice to him originally, back when we first started communicating, and it went downhill. He couldn't handle it, so what a shame. And now he's fantasizing about my genitalia. Hey, all right. Everyone else is. I see your thirsty comments, you little thirst. I'm gonna say, I'll be nice. Sarah Marie, thanks so much. I'm Captain Co-Pilot. Alex Arden, thanks so much again. Says Georgia suspended the gas tax under $4 a gallon. Oh, see, we have like a 50-cent gas tax. Sure would be nice if we didn't have that tax. I mean, I get it. I get how gas prices work. Sure would be nice if they went down, though. But I can afford it. I'm fortunate enough that I can afford it. I hope you all are doing well as well. Fortunately, we seem to be sort of pushing into an era of remote work and learning and etc. So, I mean, of all the times to be hit with this, now's not the worst one, that's for sure. Can felons be governors? I think they can. I think it's just hard to get elected as a felon. You know, because that's a, like, oh, this man's a felon. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I won't vote for him. See, I am so far behind. We weren't long enough. That was the style at the time. Hey, we had nickels back in the day. They were called whatever. I don't remember what the grandpa whatever character of The Simpsons says. Laptop PC. I'm so far behind, I don't even know what the chat is talking about. I'm so sorry, guys. We're going to get better. We're going to do more streams. Of course. I'm going to learn. Wait. Going to Tina's house? What? I'm lost. That's what I get for not paying attention. I'm just so relaxed. I don't know what's happening in the background. It's fine. That's fine. We're just going to keep going. Oh, Judy, you got this. As he really thought because the folks on his chat were love bombing him that everyone backs him 100%. That's a very common issue. And I'm certainly not immune to that, I'm sure. I mean, I try to do the right thing and be a good person, etc. But you'll have people in their echo chambers. And, you know, everyone loves them in their echo chambers. And they leave those echo chambers, and people don't like them. And it's just like, oh, yeah. Whoops. And I think that's the problem with California is he you know, while he was in his California area, he was able to block the haters. He got rid of the haters. He deleted the comments that would expose the scam. But then I think maybe financially, it just wasn't working. He needed to expand. Now that he's expanding, he didn't take into account that the rest of the world wasn't going to be like the people that you know, he interacts with, because he's blocked all the people that are naysayers. So, yeah, that poor janitor. I'm sure the janitor's laughing, you know, all up in that biz. What about Bone Tactical? Oh, he's coming as well. We're gonna push for that soon, of course. I'm very much trying to get that. Amir Ladan was the best attorney in Central Orlando, says Jay DeWitt. A parody account, I'm sure. Amir Ladan, he's a good attorney, guys. I know he got a lot of hate, but he knew what he was doing. I know Rennie and I had a lot of back and forth with it. And she's like, oh, what he's doing is despicable. I'm like, yes, but it's clever. It's very clever. He's walking a very fine line. He's walking it very well. I would hire him. I really would. If I had the money to do it and I had the need to do it, which, God, I hope I wouldn't. I would not be upset with having him as my attorney, by any means. He's clever. I have some respect for him. I don't necessarily like the guy. I don't think he necessarily likes me after my first parody video where I kind of made fun of him a little bit. Respectfully, you know. But he did a good job. He did a very good job. Anyway, Paul Carroll says, and Paul Carroll, of course, being our resident lawyer in Ohio, who's been very, very helpful when it comes to keeping up with the more dense legal stuff in this. Says he's now claiming he's going to insert himself into the CPS case for one of the locals. He's helping. Yeah, that's going to it's not going to go well. That's going to get some very negative attention. Like CPS, the department is good. It's jump on that real quick to put a stop to it. A lot of them do not mess around. Hayes Corner, by the way, thank you again for your donation. It says Chille Con Artist. It's the only name I need to know him as. I do love that name. Whoever came up with that, love it. But, alright, I'm skimming. Yes, he did claim he had 300,000 followers on TikTok. And he claimed he was the most watched live TikToker on TikTok until his account was deleted. There were also images of messages from a deleted Twitter account, maybe, or Instagram account, that says he never actually had those. I can't confirm it's him because the account was deleted. It is the name delete laws, but someone could have faked it. However, I do personally believe it very well could be him. And how are we going to check if his account is deleted? How are we going to check that he had 300,000? You know, where are they now? Why doesn't he have them now? And then you look at his older videos. He's like, look, we made 20,000. Oh my God, I'm so excited, right? Why are you so excited if you used to have 300,000? You know, what's so exciting about that? Not that it isn't exciting. It's very exciting. But, like, compared to 300,000, if you lost 300,000 subscribers and then made it back to 20, his reaction was not appropriate for that. It wasn't right, if that makes sense. So I don't think I can't confirm it. I don't think he ever had 300,000. That's my guess. Skimming. America We Have Rights says, no matter how much you guys talk, Chille's trying to make change. And he's trying to make change to put in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get that little, some coin from there. Guy's not that bright. On his cry stream. I love it. See Alan on his cry stream last night. He said he was armed. Don't think a convicted felon can have a firearm. I don't think he's a convicted felon. I really don't. I know he's been charged with felonies, but not convicted. Stargaze in the hammock. I don't know if you know what the light pollution is like in Seattle. It's a lot. It's a lot of stargazing. Or, I'm sorry, light pollution for stargazing. I really do want a fire pit here. That'd be so nice. Or like a heater. I have a little table here. It lifts up, or it used to. Then I left it out all winter, and it got waterlogged. I spent $20 on it, so I'm not too worried about it. Ooh, this rocking is nice, though. Paul Carroll says Chille is claiming he wants to become governor, uses executive power to enact his goals without the legislature or the courts. That actually sounds like tyranny of the executive to me. Yeah, that sounds really, really bad. That sounds like a good way to get into a lot of really, really big problems. Wow. Why do it look like a different person outside? Different focal length of the camera. It's closer to my face. The lighting is different. It's not my most appealing angle. I'll tell you that right now. It's a good question though. So I was looking at the camera like, oh, this isn't working. But hey, you know what? I'm a real human being. I'm not trying to put makeup on and bleach my teeth and take steroids. Not that anyone we know does that by any means, of course not. But it's mostly the lighting and the focal length of the camera. I'll tell you what, it does incredible things to change what a person looks like, good or bad. Ken Barry, welcome to the Bacon Bits. Thank you so much, by the way. Attended school in Clackamas County, Oregon. High school class 1976. Born in Benton County. That's where his shenanigans were. Slava Ukraini. Or Ukraina. I saw the flag. Monorail. Yes, the monorail song. Oh, I'm so far behind. More like Jim Jones. Oh, I bet he could. I bet he could get to Jim Jones level. He really was motivated. Mechanics, welcome to the Bacon Bits. Thank you so much. Kelly, thank you for your donation, by the way. Why don't they ever use the eavesdropping laws of fathers? Those are actually hard to get, especially in a public place. Not impossible, but hard. More trouble than it's worth to actually do the prosecution. And I'm trying to catch up. Sarah Marie is asking for a super chat. Shut up. I'm just really, really behind on the super chats. Hold on. These are charged. Stalking the next county over from where you live. Yep. You did get charged with stalking. Joshua Lee, thanks so much. Says, I'm fairly sure at this point that Chille has an aside complex. How utterly sad and concerning. You know what? That's not a bad call, honestly. Given his pattern behavior of his narcissism and need for power, need of control, and need for attention, yeah, actually, I feel like you're not on the wrong path here. I'm also wondering if he got any of his phone calls returned. Can I swing in this fast enough? Without falling out. All right. I am upside down right now. If that answers the question, you can see the night sky behind me in the grass, of course, being there. Does that answer your question? Let me just... Oh, God, I'm going to fall out. Oh, I'm the best. I'm so good at this. I feel like that deserves some likes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to scroll real quick because we're going to end the stream very, very soon. I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying attention. Wait, I saw Paul Carroll. Wait, no, it's just Rennie talking to Paul Carroll. God, Rennie, distracting me. School. Constitution allows a convicted felon to be a member of Congress, even if in prison. Even if in prison, no. That would the state or house to decide who may serve as for state offices. Different laws apply in different situations. Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out. Look, I'm thrown off TikTok. I think racism, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong about that, though. Charge of whiskey debate. I would need more information on that. Vertical videos of crime. I know. I need to so I can read all your comments. I know. It's just because it's through the phone. Christopher Bears, that's watching Blue Bacon's not always a win. Sometimes he makes us watch painfully stupid people. Yeah, and sometimes those painfully stupid people are me. 153,000 subscribers from Chille in the fake ally TikTok videos. It's Howard Gavin. Okay. 153,000 is not 100,000. But that's still a substantial number. Certainly more than I have. Doesn't make him right. That would be an appeal to authority fallacy. Get the shakes, ladies and gentlemen. My hands, they don't work so well. Ginger says there are laws getting ready to be passed that says it's against the law to videotape police officers. Explain to me how these fraudsters are doing is any good but screwing up the rights. Yeah, there are laws that are being put in place to prevent a lot of what they're doing. There have been attempts to pass laws to make what they're doing more difficult that have not stood up to much scrutiny. The laws may be put in place, but like a lot of them are not going to hold up to a challenge in court, to the correct challenge in court. Basically, what should be happening is if laws are going to be created, my recommendation would be, not that I'm involved, would be to clarify a lot of the obstruction statutes to make that clearer for the purpose of prosecution. And I think a lot of the laws that are being passed or pushed right now, the ones that are successfully moving along, are more just clarification on obstruction. But Chille claims he's going back to Texas to deal with a previous case. Oh. The judge may tell me he's not allowed to leave the state. I mean, yeah, given his history of running, of not showing up to things, it is entirely possible he's not allowed to leave the state. Now, of course, I imagine he can contact Texas and say, I'm not allowed to leave the state. I cannot show up. Grant me a continuance. Which feels like a very good excuse for a continuance. I've seen people get continuances for way less than that. But, yeah. Ginger says he actually gave me a shish about being uneducated with my master's degree. I do believe that I outrank my education. I do believe you do. All right, I'm almost caught up, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, God, but when I have fun, DoorDash will deliver alcohol in many states, so whether someone can deliver some apple juice to you out back. I mean, I would love to stay out here and keep doing this. My phone is almost dead, though. How quick can I get out of the hammock if I need to peel? No. I can't. I'm stuck. I'm just like, hey, take whatever you want. I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. The good stuff's in the back. Check the laundry room. It's inside the dryer. That's all I got. The garage and the laundry room. That's all I got. Do I have merchandise shirts? I do. I need to update my selection on my Etsy. I do have some shirts. I definitely have to update my selection. Tell me in the comments what kind of shirts you want, what fun designs you might want to see, and if I like them, I might make them. Post office, VW Star says post office employees all need to know Postal 7 rules so they can have fraudsters removed without problems. Yes, I think that is being addressed very slowly, but we're seeing it more and more that people are more and more aware of how that actually works. Thank goodness. AZG Girl, thanks so much for your donation. Says I'm going to send flowers to the chief. She's earned it. No idea how to send anything for the janitor. We'll try to figure that out as well. Isn't the Karate Kid's fence? Yeah, man. I practice sweet karate in my spare time, just in case those kids are gonna come back to harass me. Kids are vicious, man. Jan Nightstar, hello to you in Alabama, of course. Midnight in Texas. The stars at night are big and I'm delirious with the cold. All right, I've made it to the end. Bacon Bits shirt for my followers. I like that idea a lot. I think we can definitely do that. Ladies and gentlemen, hello to you in Sydney. Bring your pillows to the next Hammock Live. Yeah, my neck. Look, I gotta get my traps big like Chille's, right? I don't have the luxury of injecting steroids. Not that I'm saying he did that at all. But, Pope Nimrod of the United Church of Bacon is joining the Hammock video. I'm glad. I definitely want to do more Hammock videos. They're a nice chill. Like, I like relaxing. I like hanging out. This feels like a good sort of thing. Like, I like doing this for my studio. In my studio, I have a heater in there. That's the main thing. And I have my computer. I can access information. But there's a lot less pressure here. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, Hammocks are torture. I gotta get going because I'm cold. And it's been an hour. My phone's gonna die. So So yeah, Rennie's linked the Etsy stuff in the chat. Feel free to check it out. Just look up Etsy Sergeant Blue Bacon. You'll find all the good stuff. Todd Guillery says this is boring, and yet here he is watching. You've been here before, saying probably the same thing. I think. Surely you would have learned last time. I don't know why this is confusing. It's really not. It's very, very simple stuff. If you're not enjoying it, do not be here. But we've got 200 other people that are perfectly fine with it. I love it. I have to address it because it's just so funny. Anyway, but I'll see you guys later. And until the next time, you know how it be good and stay safe. And also, thank you guys so much for the donations. I'm going to talk to Rennie at some point. Maybe not tonight because I don't know what she's doing. But I'm definitely tonight going to look up some options for sending gift baskets to the police and probably to the janitor if we can find them. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, until the next time, be good, stay safe.